op-ed today that I published over at HartmannReport.com is titled "The Shocking Things the GOP and the Trumpians Believe." And, you know, it's really about, as we're going, this is an election year. And as we go into this election year, what is going to come out of this? What are we, you know, how the Democrats have policy positions, party and policy positions. The Republicans have party and policy positions. How will those be characterized in the media? Are we going to have an informed electorate as we go into these elections? There's an interesting piece, I believe it was in the Associated Press this morning, suggesting that the generic vote across the country for Congress, this is where they simply ask people all over the country, are you more inclined to vote for a Democrat or a Republican this time around, has shifted by about 2 points in favor of Democrats in the last week or two. You know, these week-to-week surveys are pretty meaningless, but there does seem to be something going on here. So, you know, I started with this meme that actually I saw on Democratic Underground, in fact, a couple of weeks ago. In fact, I linked to it in my article. It's an uncredited meme that is titled "Shocking Things Liberals Believe." And I added a couple of my own to it, and I slightly rewrote it. But basically, this is what Democrats are running on. This is the shocking stuff that liberals believe. People who work full-time shouldn't live in poverty. Homelessness should not exist in the richest country in the world. Women deserve both equal rights and equal pay. Corporations and rich people should not be able to legally bribe politicians. Trashing the planet for profit is wrong and must stop. Every American should have world-class health care at little or no cost. Free higher education and quality public schools unlock human potential, which benefits the entire country. Children should learn the true racial history of America so they can empathize with their peers who are still experiencing these problems and grow up to become well-informed adults. Women should make their own medical decisions, not politicians. Massively profitable industries, from the oil, coal, and gas industry to Walmart and Amazon, should not get billions in subsidies and tax breaks. And children should not fear getting shot at school. When Wall Street banksters steal from us all, they should be imprisoned instead of bailed out. And no CEO is worth $100,000 an hour, which is $20 million a year, which is a lot of CEOs are making right now. So that's the Democrats. On the Republican side, the Trumpy, you know, now this party's been seized by Donald Trump, and since 2016, the Republican Party has not issued position papers. They literally had no party platform in 2020. Whatever Trump says, that's us. That was their party platform. So what are they running on? Well, this is my list. Maybe you can add to it. In fact, I throw this out for conversation over the next half hour. This is what it looks to me like the Republicans are running on in 2022. Free and fair elections are for suckers. White men should run the country and the world. Violence is a legitimate tool in politics. Conspiracy theories like the one suggesting Democrats drink kids' blood as an elixir of youth are probably real. These are the things that Republicans seem to believe. Rich people and their kids shouldn't have to pay taxes. More guns means less crime and fewer deaths. The darker your skin, the more likely you are a criminal. Again, these are the things that the Republicans not only seem to believe, but they're, you know, legislating on and behaving on. Leadership is about instilling fear, not vision, they say. Women are men's property. Climate change and evolution are tricks to take away our freedoms and ruin religion. Education makes people stupid, Republicans say. Going into politics is the ticket to riches and fame. Just look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Hey, look at me. I could raise all kinds of issues, raising millions off being in politics. Republicans appear to believe that rich people should make a buck off everything the government does through privatization, that helping people who are going through a rough patch is a waste of time, that the rule of law, Republicans say, only applies to minorities and the poor, that teaching the true racial history of America, Republicans say, is a plot to make white children feel sad, that LGBTQ people don't deserve respect or rights, the Republicans say, that wealth is the proof of goodness and poverty is a proof of moral failure, that giving citizens things like health care, education, family leave, etc., are all socialism and will destroy the American way of life. That government, the Republicans say, has no right to regulate pollution or to protect consumers. And that fiscal responsibility is a phrase that can justify just about anything. So how do we, you know, am I missing something here? I am trying to figure out if the Republicans are actually running on any policies other than banning books, trashing teachers, scaring people, whether it's scaring them about immigrants or scaring them about trans people or it's just, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe some Republicans out there would like to call and inform me. But I think it's going to be tough. John Kasich was on CNN yesterday. This is an example of the problem. John Kasich, the former governor of Ohio, former presidential candidate, never Trumper guy, portrays himself as a rational Republican. He's the rational face of the Republican Party. So he goes on CNN yesterday. They were talking about January 6th, and he says, this is a quote, "We have seen hatred on both sides." What? And then, of course, on the Democratic side, we've got a problem too. Every time a camera pops up in Washington, D.C., Joe Manchin sticks his face in front of it and starts going, "But the deficit, but the filibuster," using Republican talking points. So it's not like, we have a rational political dialogue right now in our media, but I'm hoping we can have one. And I think, frankly, when media does things like, letting John Kasich get away with saying what he said on CNN yesterday, it's incumbent on all of us to go to CNN's Twitter feed and let them know what we think of that. For example, I think that there are ways to hold the media to account. And hopefully we can have an informed election, therefore, this year. What say you?